We were on our way to Microtech for something a little different during this session. So far in this series, all we've been out seeking are the panels of scrap at the edge of Stanton. But someone in our comments section mentioned that the Ninetales reclaimer, the Black Kite, can also be salvaged during a raid. The ship moves around a lot, so there was no telling exactly where it would be located, but we were setting up to operate out of Port Trustler over Microtech. Mercutio and Chief had already been out salvaging during the day and were currently having trouble with 50 or so boxes of salvage again showing up as stolen aboard Mark's Freelancer Max.
Do you have a cargo ship you want to move all this to, Chief? I don't know how fast we can move it, and I don't know if it's going to count as stolen for you if I put it on.
Stolen cargo is becoming a real issue for teams looking to salvage together. We'd be testing an idea today on how to hopefully avoid it. I'd bring along some supplies because it was going to be a long expedition before mounting up in the Vulture again and setting out. Our destination was to be the Microtech L2 Lagrange cloud, and while the L3, L4 and L5 clouds are arguably more remote at the edge of the system, Microtech L2 is the furthest point from the Star, Stanton. The Black Kite was also not located within the main cloud right now, but a smaller cloud just to the near side of the main nebula. This was a point I had never visited before, and while a very small cloud, it would turn out to be quite beautiful all the same. It didn't take long to find the Ninetales reclaimer, the Black Kite. This ship has been heavily modified by the Ninetales to store huge amounts of data. Our plan for the day was to reduce it to scrap. Our objective was to decrypt and transmit some stolen data back to its original owner. Mercutio and Chief had not yet caught up, but I was heading aboard to recover the captain's decryption key. There are usually a couple of Ninetales patrolling the upper decks, and right now enemy AI can either be extremely dumb or extremely deadly. I checked the elevator was working before moving in to find the decryption key. Mark and Chief soon caught up, and it didn't take long for them to come aboard, ready for the fight below decks. Hopefully this elevator will work.
It's not possible.
Okay.
Did you want to share that mission?
I'm gonna push right.
Up top left. Contact.
Go contact. Ground floor left is down. Contact sensor down. Good shot. The AI were not having one of their best days, and progress through the room was fast. But as we were almost done, we'd hear weapon fire of a different type. Wait, something's throwing scat against the ship. What is it? It's a Merlin? We might have to go out and deal with this.
Yeah.
I'd get the data sent while here, and next we'd be heading outside. We're going to need to get one of you to your ship so you can engage this NPC out there. I think it's an NPC, but we don't want them, blowing the ship up.
Yep.
You want me a gun for you? Turret?
That'd be good.
Yeah, do that, yeah.
It can be hard to hit a small ship. I'm off to the port side. watch out, that roll is gonna really knock you into the ship.
I think it is an M50. Looks like it is. An M50 isn't much of a threat, but it could become a nuisance or danger if left alive. I only had 2 gimbaled size 1 repeaters, but I do what I could to assist.
Ouch! Did you enjoy that?
The real threat though was that this opponent would accidentally collide with me during one of their recklessly close jousts. Oh, I think... Did he just crash into something? He's still going, but...
Jeez. What the hell did you hit me with? A small boom?
Got you.
Okay, I'm gonna bring him to you guys because he's like doing jousts and he's getting real close to hear me. Good work, guys. Good work. I wonder how much salvage do we get off of this. Mark had gone back aboard to shut off the shields, and pretty soon we were in business.
Alright, shields are offline.
Okay, yeah, and we are valid. As Chief went back to pick up his own vulture, Mark came aboard to pull boxes for me as we worked. Oh, I just got friendly fire warning, that's weird. Okay, box number 3. The new boxes are being created super quickly today. Like no delays between them, that's great. At first, based on the amount of hull indicated, I figured we'd get about 70 boxes out of this reclaimer. How are we looking box-wise now, Mark?
We are at 12.
Okay, cool. But each section of the hull has its own meter. This was going to be a lot of material. What I was finding though was that different areas of the ship would extract at different rates and give more or less material. Some of the underside here, for example, would burn away but give seemingly no material, while a panel next to it would be extremely rich with material. Pretty soon though, boxes were flowing very quickly. And the claw on the underside of the reclaimer seemed to be very dense with material. Below decks, Mark was doing a fine job with packing the boxes, so much so that he was having trouble even moving. This was something I had to go see.
No, it's there.
Okay, I'm gonna come down and take a look. In your professional opinion, Mark, is it time to unload?
Help me, Keith.
Okay, look at. Ooh. Yes, you are boxed in.
Oh wow.
I'll make you like a walkway as soon as possible. Mark had 26 boxes on board and one still in the hopper as we returned to the Freelancer for the first time.
Yeah, I think we've got 27. 24, 25, 26 on my side, and then one in the hopper, so 27.
I'm gonna jump out now and start moving them. I think I also need to consume some sustenance very soon. Stolen cargo between party members is a major problem with the game right now, but we had an idea to try and solve it. I, as the salvage ship owner, would move each box onto the cargo grid of the Freelancer, essentially trying to tell the game that I am willingly giving it to Mark, the transport ship owner. Then Mark would take the box off the grid and stack it neatly. It was all theory, but we thought it might work.
I'm less likely to get injured though, because I'm behind the wheel though.
I mean, less likely, but not guaranteed to not get injured. And pretty soon, Mark was free.
I threw that one.
Yeah, okay, good. Okay, if you come over here, yeah. Go ahead and jump over. We'd be filling the ship completely, so we needed to make sure to move all of the boxes to the front of the bay. There was one more in the hopper waiting to be ejected. and I consumed some coffee drink, which it turns out did not improve my hunger as much as I had hoped. With the vulture unloaded, Mark was just moving them to the far wall. Yeah, that's looking good. That's looking very good. It's fiddly, isn't it? Like, you know, like they are fiddly to...
Yeah, they like knock each other.
Yes.
Sometimes they'll knock the one next door off, and then you gotta restack the stack. Ah. That was sloppy.
No. EVA is a mess right now. When we set out again, Mark would take the helm, while I ran a shift as a box puller.
Yeah.
Good.
Gonna move so that the ship is like behind the reclaimer.
Okay, that's cool, yeah. As Mark repositioned for fresh material, Chief was making his first drop at the Freelancer.
What's that?
And now I was very aware of my hunger meter. The commenters are going to be berating me over my hunger meter because it's been low for like this entire thing. I put that box there. You've got like 2 boxes worth of time before you need someone to move. So I'm going to go aboard the reclaimer real quick and see if I can find a snack.
Okay.
I needed a snack, and Chief would offer up just that as I moved.
Oh, I've got food and drink.
Oh, do you? Okay, cool. I'll come to you then. Oof. Seeing this thing at like up close in person, that is cool. Chief was placing some supplies in a small box aboard the Freelancer. I'd grab a bottle of Cruise Lux and head back to Mercutio, who had been salvaging this whole time. By the time I was arriving back, it was just about at the point of being obstructed. Okay, I'll move this for you.
You might want to shut that back door just when you do that side where they don't snap.
Yes, good idea. Close that now. Checking now. There is an enormous amount of material on a reclaimer. With just 2 vultures, it was going to take a long time to clear it all, even with the fast progress we were making. So up to 12 now. Like, it feels like the progress is fast from my end, so I think you're doing fine.
Okay.
And we discussed another point that you guys mentioned a lot in the comments. Have you tried gimbaled mode? A lot that gets brought up in comments so much. Like, there's a reason I don't use it, but it still gets brought up a lot. If you press G to go...
Just like weapons, same thing.
Yeah, like I don't use it because with head tracking in external shots, moving the camera around affects the beams, which makes it awkward. So I just don't use it, but it gets brought up in comments so much. As you can see, I use a lot of external shots in my videos, and with head tracking, it can be difficult to control the beams in gimbal mode during external shots, so I just stick with normal mode while salvaging. I agree that gimbal mode is very cool, but when I ask some of the other members of our team, those that don't even make videos, they also just sometimes prefer to use the normal mode. What's great is that each of us have the option to do either. Damn, that was so fast. We're up to 21. These boxes are moving over a little bit as it keeps like it's vibrating, so it's like causing it to get in the way. It's pushing another box then into like the way of the dispenser.
Yeah.
That should be clear now. Should be okay. The bay was beginning to get very full, and for the first time, I would have to start making decisions about how to manage the overloaded cargo. With a little bit of a cargo explosion there. Move that out of the way. See if I can eject that. Yeah, ejecting. There is a small triangle of space you can occupy to squeeze more boxes into the ship, but it was going to get very uncomfortable. I am very, very boxed in. Like, I've got an idea though. I've got an idea. Vibrations in the cargo can be very dangerous, from pushing you out of the ship to causing an explosion. But Mark had managed to get 26 in here, and I figured I should probably try and match it. We're at 23 right now. I can maybe get 3 more in. Yeah, okay, I managed to. I'm amazed I could hit the button from here. Okay, now I might be able to.
Are you on the one where you'll have to hold it in the air?
No, not yet. Well, maybe, but not quite.
That's like the last one.
Yes.
It was really hard for me to see the 90 something.
Okay. This is scary. These boxes are like jiggling, and there is no space. Like I am.
Right.
There is. Like I am so sealed in right now. I think you should be able to get this next one, and I'll see if I can lift it out the way. But then the really scary vibrations began. We might have to go in and out.
Are you okay?
No, not really, no.
Should I stop or can I finish filling what we...
If I look in exactly this direction, I am not being pushed through the geometry. Pretty soon, I was inside a box. This has happened to me before at Gemtown, and is usually a very bad sign. But today, I would get a little luck. No, it's okay. I got phased into the stairwell. I'm okay. I can come up and out the front way, because... With another load ready to go though, the freelancer was filling up fast. If I'm pulling them up and you're stacking them up, we should be okay.
Okay, yeah.
All you gotta do, to reset them on the thing, hit them with the beam and then let go, and they'll snap into position.
Right.
There's 4 rows, but 2 of those rows are partially complete. Oh, I guess there's 3 rows, but the 4th row is half complete.
Yeah, if you want to go back to mining,
Yes, no problem. You did good, by the way, Mark. You did real good. By now, Fingers had joined Chief to pull boxes, and we were ready for another run. This could very well be the home stretch on cleaning this reclaimer.
That claw looks like it might be another rich one.
Yes, it is very rich, yeah.
Katie's been putting the boxes into the freelancer, and then I'm setting them in place inside the ship. So
Because it's your mining ship.
Yeah.
right.
And if there was someone on board the cargo ship moving them around, that count as stealing.
We don't know at this
last
time.
person.
Yeah, we don't know.
We did 54 earlier, and the only 2 that weren't stolen were the 2 that Chief put aboard.
As material was getting more scarce, we noticed huge sections of the main hull that seemed to give 0 RMC for salvaging. The engines in the front, though, were still rich. Fingers and Chief were again unloading, almost to the limit of the freelancer, and we'd be returning to the very rear of the reclaimer.
Spots that look like it has RMC, but it's not.
Yes, I was finding this exactly the same thing. We'll put the last 6 in the max, and then we'll head over and we'll head to New Babbage to sell. Probably only 4, I think. But...
See a mix of reclaimers and...
Yeah, look at that, man. Good work. Okay. This is our biggest haul so far. Honestly, it looks scraps. We'd be selling at New Babbage this time as it was the closest trade division to Microtech L2, and we were about to find out if our theory about avoiding stolen cargo was worthwhile.
Sorry if I use your console.
You gotta be kidding me.
Wait, what?
Everything's stolen.
How much is in there first?
105.
105, and they're all stolen.
Except for what?
How? Okay, so we need to like figure out how. Oh. I was kind of lost for words at this point. We really need an answer on the criteria for stolen cargo to avoid a lot of potential frustration from players. What constitutes stolen goods? Like, what is the criteria that causes an item to be stolen? And I can't sell here, by the way, I don't know why. We were going to head for a scrapyard when things would get much, much worse.
Oh, jeez.
What?
No.
What happened?
The ship just blew up.
Oh no! I'm on my way to you now. So the ship exploded, is that right?
Yeah, as soon as I walked out, I saw it with the door part open, a box appeared underneath the ship, and then it did a bounce, explode.
Oh, look at that. Holy shit. Yeah, we've got to stop relying on freelancers. This is what this tells us. They're just, like, they're no good. Not for this. Like, we've had 2 freelancers explode today. I've never had a caterpillar explode. There was still a chance to recover the 20 or so boxes that had survived the explosion, so I was bringing my cutlass to the open hangar for the team to tractor them aboard.
110, 100.
So, move these to the front of the ship now. The ship may have drifted back a bit, I'm not sure. Good work, man. Good throw. Good, real good. It's so weird seeing these boxes like just come out of the mist. Like I could. Oh! Oh god.
Well.
Oh, the servers. I mean, that was like the box just touched the floor for like a second. Another ship exploding pretty much marked the end of this session. We'd been at the Reclaimer for about 3 hours in total and had brought back about 140 boxes if you count the vultures as well, but in the end recovered very little of the actual credits from this run. I am not sure if stolen cargo is working as intended right now. If it isn't, then hopefully it will be fixed pretty soon to prevent issues like this. If this is however intended, then CIG really need to give us a clear and unambiguous criteria for how cargo becomes stolen in the first place so we can avoid it. It is difficult to judge whether the behaviour of the game is working correctly or not without knowing the intention of those making the system. Team salvaging is really fun and likely to be very popular, so ensuring that teams can do this without running into ambiguous problems like this would seem to be a good way to go. We will of course be returning to give this another go because the salvage reward for it could be huge. We lost about 750,000 credits this run, but maybe next time we will have our payday. With maybe another vulture or a reclaimer, you could strip this down much faster and come away with a lot of credits. As always, I want to thank all of you at home for watching and all of our amazing patrons who you can see on screen right now. Without these very generous people, none of the videos on the channel here would be possible, and I want to thank each and every one of you for helping me to continue this channel. If anyone watching is thinking of starting Star Citizen themselves, you can use the referral code in the description of this video to gain an extra 5,000 credits when you sign up for a new account. And we will be back with more from Star Citizen very soon.